Hello everyone, welcome to another sketchbook tour. This one is sketchbook number 24 and we're gonna start. So starting with the cover, I'm gonna mention where the stickers are from. These four are from different artists from the tattoo shop where I went to get my tattoos. See here? So when you go get a tattoo at least in the shop that I went to, they give you free stickers and some of them have like the username of the tattoo artist that made the sticker. So this one are by Ruben Rock Art, this one is by D. Piercer, and this is just the logo of the tattoo shop and it's kind of holographic. So besides that, these free stickers were from the Amplify's My Hero Academia sign. This one is just a random sticker one of my college classmates gave me because it looks like my dog. And this one is from an online shop by a Peruvian artist called Belenga. So that's all the stickers that I have in here. And besides that, I just wrote Sketchbook 24 and added a couple stars with Posca pens. So moving into the first spread or first page is just like a sketchbook welcome cover kind of thing, where I just wrote the number of sketchbook it is. I drew my son a remora in here. I added the goals I wanted to achieve in this sketchbook, which I think I achieved all of them, thankfully. And I also wrote the start date, which was November 9, 2023, and the finish date, which was April 15, 2024. So the goals for this sketchbook were painting more landscapes that I didn't paint it as much as I wanted to, but I did paint more landscapes, so that's an achieved goal in my opinion. I also wanted to do more cool poses, draw my OCs more often, and do more finished pieces instead of just sketches. So I think all in all those goals were met and I am very glad about that. So the first page is a Monster High spread. I drew Frankie, Cleo and Deuce, and this is just at the box I had that I pasted on top because I don't really like how Deuce looks in here. Besides that, I really do like this Deuce over here, this one. I think he turned out really cool, and I really like the little addition of the sleeping mask in here and the little nightcaps on the little gorgons on his hair. I think that was really cute. Moving on, this is a spread of my OCs. This is Robin, Elias and Elliot. And I do this and this because Elias and Elliot are supposed to be sphinxes and they have like a more normal cat and normal dog appearance, and also their sphinx appearance, which are these ones. So there's that. And this is Robin, who is supposed to be like, I don't know how to explain it because the sphinxes are usually the familiars of Robin's aunt, but they're also kind of in charge of following Robin around and keeping them some company. Then I have a spread of Loki fan art because I had been watching the second season of Loki and I wanted to do like a more finished piece, which is this one. And I really love how the letters look on the top. And I also like the pose. He looks very sassy and I love that. We have more OC art. This OC is called Anthony or Tony. He's supposed to be a werewolf, so he's very fun to draw. And I love like drawing him like transforming and just drawing his werewolf form, just acting like silly and very doggy-like. I just think it's funny. In here in these pages, I was still getting used to this sketchbook, so this spread in here doesn't have a lot of shading or anything, while this one does has more shading than this one, because I was, I don't know, still experimenting with what kind of materials I wanted to use and the way I wanted to use them. And also there's an ink spot that bled from this page, I think. Yeah, I think it was the lucky page that bled some ink in here. The next spread is some Chappelle Roan fan art. Because I really love her music and I've been obsessed listening to The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, I think is her album. I think that's the name of her album. And I love her music so much, and I love the whole aesthetic of her music videos and the makeup and the hair and the outfit. Everything's just top tier and on point, and I love her. She slays. She's my queen. I adore Miss Chappelle. Next, I also did another spread of Anthony, who we saw over here, but I tried using alcohol markers, and this page didn't turn out very well because, as you can see, the markers look very streaky, and I don't really like that. But besides these two that I don't like, I do like these headshots here and the pose of this drawing. I just don't like the way I colored it. Next up is a drawing of my Sona Remora, and I stuck some artist cards from an art fair I went to, and I just got some cards, so I just put them there. And this is just paint art, so ignore that. Here is more like abstract art. I enjoy doing more this kind of art whenever I have an art block, so I love it because I don't have to think. I just put color on top of a page and see where that gets me. And this was done with inks. I have my inks stored in these little water brushes, and I have some tape on them because I don't want the ink to leak all over my desk. So that's how I store my inks. And I just take those pens and draw whatever, and I try to mix the colors a little bit in here and in here to make the green. And I don't know, I really like doing this kind of thing. I find it's very low pressure, and it's just perfect whenever I want to do and play around in my sketchbook, and whenever I want to do something in my sketchbook that doesn't require a lot of perfectionism or thinking if the proportions or the anatomy is right. You know, that kind of gets stressful sometimes when I have an art block, so I just do this instead. This was also in here I was also in a little bit of an art block, so I was also doing a little bit of just playing with colors and shapes and doing whatever. And I ended up drawing half of a face in here, another face here with the fishies, another face here, and I also did some drawings underneath here, see? But I didn't really like them, so I stuck a little more like artist cards on top that I really like. This one and this one I think are very cool, and I love the colors of this one. And from this page in general, I really like the faces in here. I think these two like complement each other a lot because of the red and green color combo, but it's not the worst page, it's not the best, but I still like it regardless. Here is more OC stuff. This is my Sona Remora, which is also kind of an OC because she has her own story and whatnot. I tried to draw her hellhound form because she's supposed to be a hellhound, and I just did the whole thing with the inks, so it looks very colorful and silly. And this is another OC that I'm trying to brainstorm. Sorry, English is hard. Her name is Renee, and she's married to a werewolf, and I don't know, it's just a sapphic werewolf story, so there's that. Here is the start of the whole Ben 10 brain rot because I started drawing the aliens and I got obsessed after that, and I started rewatching the entire show. And here are some of my favorite aliens: Wild Matt, Grey Matter, Rip Jaws, Ghost Freak, Accelerate, Big Chill, and Heat Blast. There's more Ben 10 fan art. I was trying to draw my own version of Gwen as a nanodite, but I don't really like how it turned out. I think it could have been better. And I really like the horns, the idea of nanodites having little horns, so I think I could have exaggerated the horns more and make them bigger, you know, and maybe add a little like devil tail kind of thing. I don't know, I like it, but I also don't like it, so I covered it with more artist cards that I got at the fair. Here's another Anodite Gwen, and here's an attempt at Kevin that I don't like at all. I don't think he looks like Kevin. I just try to pretend he's not there. This is another OC that I'm trying to develop. I called her Pangea, and I did this drawing with a lot of like very fine liners that were like very neon and colorful, and I really like it. So there she is. The pose makes no sense. The anatomy makes no sense. Just ignore that. I just think she looks pretty. This is a little card that I got from an online shop, and I just added some fishes in here underneath. It's like a little secret fish stickers. Moving on, there's another more like playful spread in which I was trying to experiment with different things. I just added a lot of color, and I used some pastels, old pastels, and it's messy, but I really love the colors and the textures, and I just love that it's like a very big mishmash of different things. There's also a gray matter drawing that I really love how this one looks, and some drawings of my butterfly Pepito, who sadly passed away later on. So the story is that around December, the last day of December, like December 28th, like around that date, I found a little butterfly on the floor on a park, and it couldn't fly. And basically, I was scared of anyone like stepping on the little butterfly and crushing it, so I took it home. And I realized it was a male because I had to Google how to differentiate male and female butterflies. And it was a male, so I called him Pepito. I had him in my care for like around 12 days, and this was a sick butterfly, so it wouldn't live a long time anyways. Like one of his wings was like folded and kind of crushed, and one of his antenna was like completely broken. So I just kept him in my house and like allowed him to have some food, some water, and rest, and just gave him a home for his last couple of days until he passed away. And then I buried him on a park near my house, so sometimes I go near there and I just remember Pepito is there, so that's nice. At least I can remember my little friend. Here's another spread. I try to start doing more backgrounds. This is supposed to be a desert that I found like a picture of this desert on Pinterest, and I tried to recreate it, but I didn't want it to be completely like realistic and exact. So I decided to take some artistic liberties and play around with the colors and the textures because I wanted it to be more fun. This is another sketchbook spread. This is my OC Misha, and he's supposed to be like a dragon shifter kind of guy. I really like how this one turned out. I don't like how the eye here looked, so I covered it with washi tape. This is another artist card from the fair I went to, and there's more Ben 10 fan art, because who doesn't love Benjamin? I just like calling him Benjamin. I think it's funny. Here's another spread, drawing of Medusa. I was trying to, do my own version of Medusa. My OCs, Robin, who we saw at the start of the sketchbook tour, and Misha kind of like cheering them on. And also Anthony, a portrait of his werewolf form looking all silly, like when you put the fish eye camera angle lens looking thingy on dogs and they look funny. That's kind of what I wanted to do here. And this is inspired by a meme that my friend Castia shared. I'm gonna try to put her what's it called? Her username here so you can follow her, because her art is so good and she has a wonderful webcomic about werewolves, and it's called, I think, The Farmer and the Wolf, and you should all definitely check it out because it's 10 out of 10, great story, great art. I love Cassia. here is a little bit of an abstract style painting thingy. So the story about this is that my aunt is teaching me how to cook her recipes, and this was her recipe for ceviche, which is a typical Peruvian dish. And I just wrote the ceviche recipe here, and it was too, like, the page was too wide, and I thought it would be fun to paint with my inks on top and draw little stars. So I think this one would be a really funny print because it has all these stars and textures and colors, and on the background you can read my aunt's ceviche recipe. So there you go. Here is when I started to watch Ben 10 Omniverse, and this is I think the first fan art I ever done of Rook, who is one of my favorite characters. I just think he's so funny and silly, and I don't know, he's blurbo material, if you will. So here's Rook. I really like how this one turned out. This one looks cute. These ones are okay, but not my best work, I think. Here are some drawings of myself, you know, like self-portrait stuff, and some drawings of my persona, who is called Beck. Well, she's called Beck for short. And this is another page I want to turn into a print because it's like the inks on the background, and then I started coloring and blocking out these stars in negative colors, shapes, stuff, you know. Like kind of when you have like positive and negative space. In positive space is like filling a white background with a shape, and negative space is the contrary, in which you block out the shapes using black as the background. Kind of like that. I don't know how to explain it very well, but that's what I did in here, and I really love how this turned out. Here's more Ben 10 Omniverse fan art. In here I just drew Rook with a mane, like as if he was some kind of space lion. There's also Ben and Rook, and some Ben and Rook chibi version. I really like how these ones turned out. I think they look really cute. Some fan art of Lenore from the webcomic Nevermore on Webtoons. It's really good. I highly recommend Nevermore. It's such a great story. Like, if you love Edgar Allan Poe stuff, and if you love sapphic stories and really great comics and really good artwork, and I don't know, I just think this webcomic is amazing, and I'm always excited when I get to read a new chapter. So please check it out. I love Lenore so much. I love her. She's my queen. I adore her. Here's some fan art of my friend Blue and my pony Sona. And I will try also to put Blue's username in here because her art is excellent and I love her a lot, and she's one of my best friends. So Blue, if you're watching this, I love you very much, and I hope you like this silly little drawing of our horses. Here's more landscape practices. A beach, another beach, yet another beach, and the ocean with what could also, I guess, count as kind of a beach. This is another bent page. You know, I use art to express my emotions. I think a lot of people do. And whenever I feel too overwhelmed because of a panic attack or something like that, I just draw it out, you know? So there's that. This is just the bleed through of the alcohol markers I used here. And I just covered it with a lot of little cards that I thought were cute. This is another OC. His name is Julius and he's a vampire, so I drew him as a little bat in here. And yeah, he's supposed to be the boyfriend of one of my other characters, Nora. I'm not sure if I have drawn Nora in the sketchbook. But yeah, he's supposed to be a vampire who is currently struggling with his need to drink blood. Like, think like if he had a drinking problem, but if instead of the regular alcohol, he has a drinking problem with blood. So he's trying to manage that. Yeah, that's Julius. Here's me trying to redesign one of my first OCs, who I called Maida, and she was supposed to be a work cat, and I was trying to draw her more like cat-like in here, but I didn't like it. So I just drew her kind of like a person with cat ears in here, and I like these ones a lot more. But I'm not entirely sold on this redesign, so I want to keep working on her new appearance. Here's more background practice. I really like the colors I used here, and my favorite one is this one of this forest. I think the blue trees look pretty neat. Next up is my OC Misha again, which I showed before. He strikes me as the kind of dude who has ADHD, but because I have ADHD, so I'm just projecting my ADHD onto my own OCs, okay? So he never pays attention in class. They're supposed to be in college, like that's the setting of the story I'm planning with my OCs. So instead of listening to the lectures, he just doodles on a notebook like I like I do on class. This is another finished piece of Benton fan art with his typical catchphrase, "It's hero time," and he's supposed to be turning into Accelerate. That's why he has the tail and the little wheels and the black markings on his face and stuff like that. I really love how the pose here and everything looks. Oh, I did draw Nora. I forgot. So this is Nora. She's Julius' girlfriend. I drew her in a different style because I wanted to experiment with styles a little bit more, and I was also trying to experiment with drawing fashion, and I think Nora would wear kind of like whimsicotic style fashion, so I was trying to just draw her in that kind of outfits. Here's some drawings of Feedback and Big Chill with one of his little babies. I really love the colors in here on the background, especially the ones around Feedback. I think it looks like kind of like he was glowing with energy, and I think that effect is pretty cool. More Benton fan art. This is Ditto, Blitzwolfer, Wrath, and I forgot their name. Pesky Dust. Yeah, Blitzwolfer was one of my favorites since he appeared on the original show. And Ditto is extremely adorable. I love his Omniverse redesign. I just think he's so cute and squishy looking. Here's some Bernrook fan art because I kinda ship them a lot, so Bernrook fan art, that's it. More practice drawing backgrounds. I really like this one and this one. The colors here are okay, but I think it could look better. And this one also, I think the general rendering I think could look better, but the colors are fine. I really love this too though. And I just like swatched the colors that I used here on the bottom of the page. Here's more drawings that are more like abstract like and very like star themed and galaxy themed. And I really want to do this one into a print and maybe this one, but I'm not sure about this one yet. I really love how they turned out, and I think it was like a very nice change of what I usually draw, which are like characters and stuff like that. I think drawing more abstract stuff is a really good break, and it allows me to be creative without having the pressure of drawing characters, you know? And this is the last spread. Here I drew Kevin Levin from Ben 10 in his like Omniverse version. He's extremely hard to draw. I don't know how to draw Kevin properly. He's very hard to draw, and I had to use a fuck ton of references to get him kinda looking okay, but you're sad. I really like this one. I think this one looks cool. The rest are okay, but not the best. And this is the last page. It says Sketchbook N, and it's my Sona Remora, like saying goodbye and see you later. And this is the end date, which was April 15. And that's it. The rest is just swatches and little doodles. And that's my sketchbook. I hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching and stay until the end if you did. And I will see you next time. Bye!